In this quick video, we're going to show you how the rules Age of Hannibal handle siege warfare. Sieges are not something that you often see done on the tabletop, but when you do them right, they can look incredible.
Let's start with how to build fortifications. For the sake of simplicity, our modular paper terrain system has just 3 components: walls, towers, and gatehouses. Every fortress is a combination of these 3 items, and you can put them together in virtually any configuration you want, representing a historical city or your own custom creation. Walls come in different lengths, 1, 2, or 3 base widths long. Towers connect those wall sections. Towers are assumed to be garrisoned by archers, allowing them to fire 360 degrees at any attacking unit. Finally, gatehouses allow defenders to exit, but also offer a target for attackers to break inside with a battering ram. Buildings inside the walls are for visual purposes only, but they denote that all ground inside the walls is considered rough going for movement purposes. Any units fighting inside the city, whether they be attackers or defenders, do not receive their usual support bonuses, which represents the difficulty of fighting in an urban environment. If you'd like to print out these paper buildings to use in your fortifications, guess what? You can download them for free right here at littlewarstv.com. There are 4 basic siege weapons in Age of Hannibal: siege towers, ladders, catapults, and rams. Attackers can also use normal troops like archers or ballista to fire at defenders manning the walls. The rules do allow both sides to also make some limited upgrades, like fire arrows or postern gates. When it's time to begin the siege, the attackers must deploy at least 12 inches away from the walls. As they move within 6 inches, they're going to come under fire from tower archers and any missile-armed troops the defender has manning the walls. Ladders and siege towers allow an attacker to scale a wall section. Ladders are cheaper, but they're harder to fight from, while towers are much more expensive, but they provide cover for the attacking infantry. If a wall section is undefended, the attackers can simply scale the walls the turn after making contact. But if the walls are defended, a combat will ensue. Rams can batter down gates. Generally, it takes 3 hits to destroy a gate, rolling against the strength value of that gate. Most of them require a d10 roll of 7 or higher to damage. Once breached, the loss of a gate immediately lowers the defender's morale clock by 1, making it doubly painful when a gatehouse falls. Walls can also typically take 3 hits, with catapults giving the attacker a chance to bring down a wall section from up to 10 inches away. This middle wall section has been breached, allowing the attackers to stream through the gap 1 base width at a time. Unlike walls and gates, towers cannot be attacked directly by siege weapons. A tower and its archers are neutralized only when both adjoining wall sections are captured. There are additional rules in the game for amphibious landings, but ship availability is scenario-specific. Essentially, each ship can carry 1 unit of infantry, potentially armed with ladders. Ships were used with great effect in our Carthage wargame. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely check it out. Defenders win a siege scenario if they hold out until the turn limit is reached, while attackers win the scenario if they can manage to capture the Citadel, a prominent building in the middle of the city, placed by the defender at the start of the game. While most of the buildings inside of this city are made of paper, a few of the more interesting and unique ones are cast in resin.
Well, that's it, guys. That's how it's done. Most of the battles that you play in Age of Hannibal are, of course, not sieges, but it's fun to have that option, and there's a few pages at the end of the rulebook that explain in detail all of the rules that we went over in this video. And if you can do a massive siege like this with just 3 to 4 pages of rules, you know that it's quick and easy. The number one reason I think more wargamers don't play giant sieges is because of the perceived cost to put a sprawling walled city on the tabletop. But everything that you see here, it's actually just paper terrain, and it's fully modular, so you can just print off however many towers, walls, and gatehouses that you need to create any city of antiquity, and all of it is on an $8 PDF. So if you can play out, the siege of Carthage, or Rome, or Jerusalem, or Syracuse for $8, that's a pretty good deal. Visit our Age of Hannibal page at littlewarstv.com to buy the rules and the paper terrain system.